So, um, hey, now your opportunity, first time on the broadcast side. We appreciate you joining us in tonight. And then you can kind of roll from there. And then, um, hey, I appreciate you having me in here tonight, Jack. I think this is a really cool opportunity to highlight Charleston's best.
Right.
And then we'll kind of kick it back to me, and then I'll talk about the matchup. And then you can kind of talk about, like, well, yeah. Do you guys want to do players first? So yeah, we'll do players, and then I guess keys right after that. So that'll be good. So yeah, I'll keep setting it up like it's T-ball. Just put it on a tee for you. It'll be good.
Starter, Wando, 1, 3, 10, 23, 24.
Awesome.
And here's Berkeley.
1, 2, 3, 21, 33.
Okay?
Perfect.
All right, so you tell me, like, right now I think we're not going to be starting until at least 7:30.
We're perfect. 7:35 is perfect.
Yeah. Well, we got the time and we can get at least have a time. Plus,
Yeah. 33 head coaching seasons.
Yeah. You want me to say? Can I say 2 teams that are tied for second? Then you go. Then I throw it back to you. Yeah. Okay.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. Excited to see 2 teams. Yep. And then I'll do the. I love that line. I'll hit that, and then. Hey, and in order to win a game like this, you gotta have some star power. We've got an eye on maybe a guy like we're not going to have 1,000 career
Yeah.
points. You can talk about him. And if you want me to set up, Cleveland, I can. If not, no worries. And if at any point, like, when you hear them, like, cheering, hey, we're going to go to break, or we're going to go to anything like that, like, that's all mine. Like, I'll take care of that. So,
Okay.
you can just kind of play off my reads. Like, when we... What's up, Vince? No, so Wando's coach is in a suit and tie. He's got... So, yeah, keep going right. Yep, boom, that's him right there. Yep, and then Berkeley's coach.
That's him up.
Yep, right there. Perfect. That's him right there. So here, I'll have you do this. If you switch.
Okay, they can't stop what they can't hold. Can't rock where they can't go. Can't top what just can't block, cause I know the things they can't know. But listen, we're in my position. You gotta go take yours on a mission. Where every decision is like with a great yo. And I ain't gonna let it go get to me, dog. Now picture me fall to the wayside where I can't slide to the point where they're really in my face. I'm not looking for sympathy or empathy in my frenzy. It's me against that world, cause the world seems to be against me. I'm rolling. And they ain't gonna roll over me cause I'm going. Taking everything that I see and that's sold to me, you know it. You know that I'm gonna rise above, I'm showing. The word that I was put here to do the things that you know it's me. Against the world, I got my life, I got my girl. This what I need, this what I want. You wanna try me, but here it go. Yeah, you know it's me.
is Will Lou Gray Opportunity School Hoops, driven by Cruz Chevrolet.
We welcome you into the low country for a little Will Lou Gray Opportunity School Hoops, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. Wando playing host to the Berkeley Stags, a rivalry and an opportunity to make some ground in conference play. We join you courtside, Jack DeLongchamp, alongside the coaching legend, the Hall of Famer, Coach Ronnie Dupree, 33-year head coach. The guy did it all in an illustrious career, making your first career start at the broadcasting booth. Thank you for joining us, sir.
I got big shoes to fill, Scotty Iceberg, but I'm going to do the best I can. Very excited to be here tonight to watch this big region matchup between Wando and Berkeley. Wando started off slowly, but playing some of the best basketball in the low country. 12 out of the last 15 games they've won, and big, huge region that matchup tonight.
Yeah, two teams that are tied for second place, both 3-2 in the conference. And this is a really opportunity that Coach Mullins told us. I'm stealing his line, folks. Hey, you're not putting yourself in the driver's seat with a win tonight, but you are putting yourself in the front seat. And I'm telling you right now, Coach, we got some star power on the floor tonight with a senior and a freshman for Wando. Kai Murdoch has been one of the most electric athletes in the low country this season.
He is a very good player, college prospect, inside, outside scorer, preseason region player of the year, and he's hadn't done anything to disappoint there. Berkeley, on the other hand, led by a freshman, John Cleveland, averaging 13 points. And what's unusual about John is he played last year, started, and averaged 10 points. He'll be a 1,000-point scorer possibly as early as next year.
Well, that's just insane to think about. He's an underclassman. So when you talk about the disparity, the senior, the freshman, Coach, you know what it takes to win region matchups. You did it for a long time against both these teams. What do they got to do to walk away with the W tonight and our keys to the game? Brought to you by Cruz Chevrolet.
Well, Berkeley won the first matchup in a very close game. It was a one-point game going into the fourth quarter. They stretched it out a little bit with some sound free throw shooting, but they're going to have to create some turnovers, get some easy baskets, and compete hard for 4 quarters. Wando, on the other hand, they didn't shoot the ball particularly well at Berkeley. They'll shoot the ball better tonight in their home court here at the Chop House. They always do. Both teams tied 3-2. Leader, the winner could possibly be in first place at the end of the night, depending on the results of the Cane Bay game.
Well, they'll need some help, but I'm telling you right now, this guy, he knows this gym maybe better than any opposing coach. We're excited to go on this ride with you tonight. It's Wando, it's Berkeley, Will Lou Gray Opportunity School Hoops, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. It's region matchup time. Where else would you want to be on a Friday night? Willow Gray Opportunity School Hoops, driven by Crew Chevrolet on Rivers, just north of Northwoods Mall. You've got a friend at Crew Chevy. Wando Warriors, Berkeley Stags. That's the ever-famous Chop House. That's been so daunting of a student section the Charleston area has seen for quite some time. And that right there, that's Matt Mullins. In his second season as the head coach here at Berkeley, he's made himself quite a name. The region coach of the year just a season ago. He was assistant at First Baptist and at Goose Creek. Came over from Colleton County where he won region championship twice. He was coach of the year twice in that region as well. And man, he has turned this program upside down quickly in the best of ways. As we take a look at Coach Mullins, we're going to take a quick pause in the action as we take time for the national anthem. Beautiful rendition of the anthem is Calvin Kraft, the head coach of the Wando Warriors. In his second season at the helm, Coach Kraft has enjoyed quite the home record this season at Wando. As you can tell, his Wando Warriors have responded in quite the fashion. It's a veteran group, and under Kraft, you said, Coach Dupree, they're playing their best basketball to date today.
They are. They're a very veteran team, a team that is made up entirely of juniors and seniors, and that's kind of unusual at the high school level. But they're very good in close games. They've won their past 8 games that have been decided by less than 4 points. That's also quite unusual and quite a remarkable feat as well.
That's kind of back to our Crew Chevrolet keys again, about winning time. And for Berkeley, this is the starting 5 they're going to send out looking for a huge region W. In order, Lonnie Harrison, Deuce Kinlaw, Jordan Livingston, John Cleveland, and Jove Rouse. It's a really interesting lineup. There's a lot of youth. They're starting 3 underclassmen, but John Cleveland, the freshman, he's a really special talent.
Yes, he is. I can imagine a freshman being the leader of a team at the 5A level, averaging 13 points a game. He's got to be one of the top 5 freshmen in the state, I'm sure.
Well, he's going to be put to the test as Wando High School starting to come to life. The lights go down, that means only one thing, starting lineup time. It's going to be the stud, Kai Murdoch. They announce him, this place erupts. He's a 6'6", 185-pound, wiry, rangy wing. This is his second season in the program. He's a 1,000-point scorer. He's the preseason player of the year. He's averaging 13 and 8, but Coach Kraft told us maybe the most impressive stat about him, about a 3.71 GPA for Kai. The rest of the lineup, Tate Horan, Chris Antonelli, Owen Schaefer, and Jaheim Weston. Coach Dupree, he told us Jaheim Weston's a guy that's really a coach's dream. Puts his nose in every play. Tough, gritty, and he's going to be rocking that Rip Hamilton mask tonight for us.
He missed the first matchup between the 2 in Monk's Corner, and that, according to Coach Kraft, that was a big difference in the game, not having him on the floor. But he's back, both teams at full strength tonight, so expect a good, tight region game because a lot is on the line.
The officiating crew here, the scorers table with us, as you can see. Lots of smiles on both sidelines. An opportunity to play on TV. We've got the opportunity of a lifetime to bring it to you. Wando, Berkeley, at the tip, it'll be the youngster we mentioned. It'll be John Cleveland. It'll be the big fella, Chris Antonelli. Antonelli, a senior who didn't play a ton a year ago, was averaging about 2 to 3 minutes a game. He's been a difference maker, an X factor, anchoring defensively down in the paint. We'll see a ton of him tonight as we're underway. Murdoch finds Horn, and Wando wins the tip. And this place just feels like it's ready to erupt at any moment. Weston gets us underway, and how about the block? Are you kidding me? Really gritty take to the basket, but Deuce Kinlock immediately swats it away.
Deuce is a sophomore, about 6'5", long, rangy, good shooter. Obviously going to be a good rim protector as well.
He's their second leading scorer, but defensively, he takes on the biggest matchups. Is Chris Antonelli. He was looking to send this away with a big dunk. Looked like it slipped right out the hands. That would have been emphatic. First 2 West Shore home points, but we remain scoreless. Here's Rouse. He hit 2 big threes in the fourth quarter in that last matchup. He's looking to become still the fan favorite here down.
He doesn't look like a player, but he certainly has the green light and excellent form on his jump shot. When he makes one, it's not a surprise.
There, he's battling for an offensive rebound, takes a big shot.
Very light on his feet. Defensive tackle for the football team. Actually has some couple D2 offers. Wingate, Newberry College as well.
You can see its ability, I think, as light as he is on his feet. Yeah. Coach Mullen told us he's as light as that in the locker room, too. He's a true locker room jokester. As we're going to get a travel, and it's heading the other way.
Berkeley starting out in a man-to-man defense. They apply really good ball pressure. They're very athletic. Wando patient on offense. Both teams looking to score around 50 points. If either team gets to 60 points, that'll probably be enough, but I don't think it will happen because both teams are very patient offensively.
And Coach, too, when you talk about patience, does that mean you have to dictate your pace of play early as Weston fires up a 3, rebounded by Murdoch? Murdoch not once, not twice, and good for our first 2 West Shore home points. But when you got 2 teams that play similar style of play, do you try to anticipate kind of what maybe the little chestnut checkers action going in pregame?
Yeah, you would try to speed both of these teams up, but they're both very good at the pace of play that they want to play. So it's not as easy as it seems. Kinlock with a nice tip. Again, his length takes over.
He's almost playing a really similar style of game to Kai Murdoch.
Very much so.
Just a sophomore, but you can see that offensive putback is Kinlock beats him at the rim.
Another one, another block. In game 1, Wando got excellent shots inside, but they were several blocks from Berkeley and a lot of shots that were altered as well.
How about the pump fake? Great move by Rouse. A little up the number. It's a crafty game. You can see it very light on his feet.
But they can't leave him open for 3. He'll drain it.
Quick start. Here's the point guard, Tate Horn. He's their second leading scorer. He's a pass first. He's a facilitator. He's learning to play a different role. Coach Kraft let us know earlier in the week. And he's a guy that it's catch him sleeping, man. He can go for a 20-piece. He's got the ability to fill it up.
Wando has several excellent offensive threats from the perimeter.
Jordan Livingston corrals that rebound, and Berkeley off to the races. There's the freshman phenom. He comes up a little short. It'll be rebounded by Horn. And it looks like we're going to get our first foul of the night. Looks like I got Jordan Livingston on a push.
Berkeley getting out in transition. They weren't able to finish at that point, but Wando has got to be conscious of not giving up easy baskets in transition.
We've already seen our 3rd block of the game. Antonelli got Rouse on the other end. Defensively, maybe this is one of those games where every point comes at a premium as Kai Murdoch touches every part of the rim. Horn offensive rebound. He gets his first one to go.
He's probably their best 3-point shooter. That play was kept alive by Antonelli, who got his hand on the rebound and was able to tip it out. He's kind of the glue guy for their team. He's not going to score a lot, but he's going to make a lot of things happen. Excellent passer as well.
Well, Deuce Kinlaw said, hey, what you can do, I can do as well. That's our second Mr. Sparky 3 of the night. Mr. Sparky, on-time electrician. And you're seeing really similar styles of play on both ends of the floor. As Horn, he wants his second 3. Great look, and there's Weston on the rebounding efforts. Won't be able to corral, and now Berkeley looking to slow down the pace.
Harrison is directing the traffic, and he was a quarterback in the football team, so obviously he sees the whole court just like he saw the whole field.
Well, there he is. That's the big fella. That's John Cleveland. Stands at about 6'1", 6'2", just a freshman. A starter as an 8th grader in the middle school time. Coach Mullen fills him in. This is a kid that's without question going to play at the next level. But very rarely do you see that kid, that young, so talented, yet so hungry as well.
That's a nice trait. Like I said before, he's going to end up the season with somewhere in the 650, 675 point range, and probably he'll get to 1,000 maybe next year. That's unusual for any basketball player, much less a sophomore in high school.
Like Coach Dupree, you coached a ton of really talented kids, right? Like, I'm really curious on the other side of this media timeout, like, how do you go about coaching a kid like this? And after a quick 9-5 start, we'll hear from Coach Dupree and the young superstar John Cleveland. 9-5 Stags. We'll be back just after this. We welcome you back into the Chop House. It's Will Lugray, Opportunity School Hoops, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. The Berkeley Stags, they entered it tonight's contest 14-7, 3-2 in region. But Coach Dupree, they've got Stratford and Cane Bay coming up in their schedule. They still control their own destiny.
Yes, Wando has a favorable schedule to the remainder of the season. All their final 3 games are at home, and they're very difficult to play here. So if I had to put money on who I thought was the favorite to win out, it might be Wando, just because of the home court advantage.
Yeah, we saw Coach Mullins coming out of the break. I want to go back to what we talked about before the break. When you've got a young guy, you see a great look down low, and Murdoch with another block. Second block for Wando. Jump ball and possession will remain with the Stags. But when you got a youngster like John Cleveland, we'll have all night to talk about and rave about it. From a coach's standpoint, how do you deal with like handling the talent that young? Obviously, you want to predicate the offense around them, but how do you go about game playing when you know you've got so much youth on your squad?
Well, you've got to make sure that he remains humble so that his teammates will continue to want to play with him. And as you can tell right now, they enjoy playing with him and they enjoy his success. In order to do that, he's going to get a lot of attention from his classmates, from the community, from college coaches, but he's got to remain humble and continue to work hard on the court and in the classroom as well.
Wildly bright future as we see, and take another look at the Cruz Chevrolet replay. That's Cam Palmer on a nice take, but a better charge. Chris Antonelli, he saw use of the glue guy. And Wando, they got a charged chain. You get to wear a big chain every time you take a charge. Most selfless play in basketball, sacrifice the body.
Oh, that's a great defensive play. It gets a foul, it gets a turnover, and it's deflating for the opponent.
And it gets this place popping as Tate Horn's able to swing momentum in their direction. Is that Mr. Sparky 3? That's his second already tonight. Cam Palmer checking in for the first time. Zacharias Dennis as well. See the big fella, Josh Hazelton. We'll talk a little bit more about him at halftime as Hazelton's our Scholar Athlete of the Week. Talk about a guy that works his tail off in effort. And this is that second 5 for Matt Mullins' squad as you see the youngster slash into the basket. Great on-ball defense from Jaheim Weston.
Both teams have a similar philosophy on offense. They're not going to post up necessarily. They're going to play 5 around the perimeter, look for driving opportunities, drive and kick, 3-point shots. Although both teams do have people that can post up. Kinlock looks like he can post up, as well as Murdoch.
Yeah, well, we see checking in for Wando for the first time. That was Owen Schaefer getting maybe a little bit too excited in the passing lanes, but like you mentioned, not necessarily a lack of post presence, as they've surely got size, as we see Corbin Martin's another big guy that looks like he could dominate on the gridiron, checking into the game. But when you got assets to light it up from downtown, not necessarily live and die by the 3, but allow the defense, and it's kind of turned into offense in the transition game.
It has. And both teams are looking to drive it. Kinlock again on the boards. Murdoch with a block. That's our, what, 4th block?
The 5th block in the game.
Fifth
That's
block.
Murdoch's second already, man. That matchup might be blossoming into one that we're going to talk about all night. That was Deuce Kinlock and Kai Murdoch. Watch this swat. As you can see, that was the turnover the play before, but 2 really similar frames. As maybe
Antonelli with another outstanding play. Didn't look to score, but an outstanding passer. Delivered it on time, on target. Easy basket for Wando.
Great backdoor cut from Weston as he lays in his first 2 points of the night. They reclaim the lead for the first time tonight. As Kinlock's going to drive and dish back behind. Another selfless pass from behind from Dennis. They're going to get another foul. It looks like they're going to get that one on Corbin Martin's, his first.
I've been a big Chris Antonelli fan since I saw the first game about 3 weeks ago in Monk's Corner. Just because he's always around the ball, rebounds, does the selfless things.
He's a guy that Coach Kraft told us he didn't play a ton a season ago, but he's really worked on his body. He's improved a ton over the last 4 seasons, developing into this stud that he is. He's the best rebounder on the team, he said. He's leading the team in shots. He's the most charge taken on this team as well, as we saw him take one earlier. As how about that 3? There's the QB1, Lonnie Harrison, his first 3 of the night. That's Horn matched up with Harrison. Looking to free up Murdoch on a dribble handoff, and Berkeley will double.
On the ball screens, they're really trying to double Murdoch, so he can't turn the corner and get in the lane and cause problems for the defense. Did a nice job there, although a little bit too overly aggressive and got the foul call.
You got a problem with a foul that far away from the basket, especially if it's against as dynamic as a scorer in Murdoch?
Not really. You got 5 fouls, 4 to give without a shot. So at this early in the game, that's not a big deal. Just he's going to know that there's going to be, when he tries to turn the corner, there's going to be 2 guys there. Great pass.
Great finish from Murdoch, but right, a better pass from PG1. With the look from Tate Horn, he's averaging about 4 assists a game. He had 10 against West Ashley earlier in the season. That was what was program high in the last 7 years.
Wando's very effective on their inbounds plays from underneath the basket. They get either a basket or a good shot virtually every trip.
Score all knotted up as the clock starts ticking down. Harrison, great pump fake, gets Murdoch in the air. Monty Harrison, he's got 5. Great move to take the lead back for Berkeley. Clock dwindles down to 5. Horn gets the screen, finds Weston in the corner. Off of the back iron, and what a first quarter.
Kind of what we thought, Jack. It was 14-12. Baskets going back and forth. Don't think either team is going to be able to blow the other one out. It's going to be competitive throughout.
Come on, don't go anywhere. A region championship on the line. 14-12 Stags. Welcome you back into the Child Palace. It's Lulu Gray's Opportunity School Hoops, driven by Crew Chevrolet. Coach Kraft down 2 at the end of the first quarter, but got to be elated by the way his team handled itself in that first quarter.
I think they did exactly what they wanted to do. They got the shots they wanted defensively. They made Berkeley take a couple of tough shots. They made them, but over the course of the game, I think he's pretty pleased with the first quarter.
Talking about Wando as a whole, just got better as the season's gone on. As Tate, he find another corner three, unable to get it to go, and it'll be rebounded by Cam Palmer, his first board of the night. But Wando's a team that started out the season 2-6. They find themselves now 14-9. In a similar mantra, started out 0-2 in region play. They're now 3-2. They've bounced back all season long. They've been a second half squad. As Palmer dragged that trail foot, Wando will retain possession. But it's an older group that didn't have a ton of varsity experience. They're all kind of gaining it as juniors and seniors as the season's progressed.
I think winning a lot of these close games has really grown their confidence, so they're not afraid of the situation. And I think that's why they have an excellent chance to win this region.
See, checking in for the first time is Jackson Connolly. He's a really aggressive, physical player. He's joined with Owen Schaefer. Murdoch Horn as he was looking for Murdoch on a backdoor cut. Yet again, how about Deuce Kinlaw? How good has he been tonight? A little Euro. Will he get it to go? Nope. The second charge. This place might like a charge more than a dunk.
I think so. That was a great position by the young man. Kinlock probably need to pull up and shoot a short bank shot. Tell me if this qualifies as a Scotty Eisbergism. Damian Kinlock's son is Deuce, who played for North Charleston High School when they won the state championship back in the 90s. Matt Mullen's dad was the principal at North Charleston High at the time.
Yes, confirmed.
That's the best I got.
That's really good. You were talking about the father-son connection. Talked to Coach Mullins. He asked me coming back into this gym that I feel old and washed up. I said, without question. And he goes, well, how about the fact that like my pops coached one of these kids? The connection, brother. That is absolutely
okay.
qualifies as a Scotty Eisberg, isn't it? I think your delivery may have been cleaner too. Don't tell him I said that though. Berkeley, they've got their starters back in the game. Cleveland at the top of the key finds Harrison. They find Kitlock in the corner. Nice little baby hook. The touch won't go. There's Kinlock on the offensive glass yet again. Kai Murdoch's going to be whistled for that foul, his first personal, but I feel like any time down, it's Kinlock and Murdoch going up and contesting at the rim.
It really does seem like a one-on-one battle for both teams. But they're both balanced. Both teams are balanced. It's just the way it's worked out so far.
I told you, Deuce. He is Damian Kinlock, but he goes by Deuce. His pops, as you mentioned on that North Charleston team, he's the second leading scorer as he knocks down his first free throw, brought to you by Rapid Repairs. If your home needs repairs, call Rapid Repairs. But a long, wiry kid that can score.
Yeah.
And Coach Mullen said, I need him to be more aggressive at times. He's one of those rare youngsters that almost enjoys playing defense more than he does offense.
A lot like his dad, except his dad was more of an inside presence. He signed with the University of South Carolina out of high school. The North Charleston team that won the state championship is probably one of the 5 best teams that's ever played in Charleston. I've got to put your 2013 team in with that same group as well.
I don't know, man. It was one heck of a ride, and Wando looking to get back to that. Well, running is Rouse fires up a 3.
Has the green light, nice form, got foul on the shot. He'll go to the line to shoot 3.
I love it. He does it, releases it so clean off of the fingertips. Coach Mullins told us in that last match, he hit 2 threes in the fourth quarter, and you don't really game plan for him being a lights-up, stretch-forward three-point shooter. He hit that first one, and the place went bonkers. By the time he hit the second, he said the student section was dang near on the floor dancing with him.
They were. He's definitely the crowd favorite at Berkeley High.
He knocks down the first as Zacharias Dennis looking to check in. He does have 3 at the free throw line, so he'll check in after the second. Wando going to a little bit of a personnel change. As you can see, talk about a kid just playing with pure joy. He's at the line laughing with us.
Yep. The way he moves and his size, I could see him being an outstanding defensive lineman at the next level.
You know, he said that he plays both sides of the line and the gridiron, but it appears at the collegiate level it will be that inside defensive tackle spot. He said he loved playing left guard on that football team, but I'd rather hit somebody.
I could see him in the backfield on the goal line.
Ooh, a little 18-wheeler offense play, a little H-back, go run somebody over.
Christian Wilkins like.
Love that. Rouse looking to make it a perfect 3 for 3. He knocks it down and extends the lead to 7. Coach Kraft upset, never want to foul a guy on the 3-point shot, so he goes to that personnel change. It's Caden Neelahan, Andrew Young, and Harrison Smith checking in for the first time tonight. That Connolly jumper is no good. Rouse in transition. Oh, a little bit of a loose ball. He's got the ball on a string, though. Waiting on an official call, but it looked like Mullins got a timeout in before things got off the rails.
Yeah, that could have been a charge. I guess a timeout was called before.
The coaching is, it looks like we are going to get the full timeout, but maybe not how we drew it up, but it still got by.
That was close. It could have been a block or charge. So the officials are glad for the timeout as well. They didn't have to make that decision.
I was going to say, the tempo is surely picked up. As you can see, Coach Kraft is fired up. But how about the cheerleaders here at Wando? We rave about the student section. The band is nationally historic. You see that Wando cheer squad, their captain, that was Salem Dunaway. A cool full circle moment for me is I actually played with her older brother. He was a superstar, a little shake and bake, Mr. Jackson Dunaway. But this is a Wando cheerleading team headed by Coach Mansfield. Won 5 region championships in a row, and they've had a whole lot to cheer about this season at home.
Another set play for Rouse for the open 3, was unable to connect, but they retained possession underneath. They look for Kinlock on the post on that last inbounds play. They're changing it up this time.
It's Harrison inbound, and they got QB1, the point guard underneath. They're looking for Cleveland.
Cleveland with a nice back cut.
He dialed that one up beautifully, Coach. That may have been the prettiest points in the paint tonight, brought to you by West Shore Home, America's most admired home remodeling brand. But a great find.
You never like giving up points on inbounds underneath, but both teams are running outstanding plays underneath that are getting good looks. So that's probably not going to be the last basket we see from an underneath inbounds play.
So is that just clean execution, like the ability to run it really hard, or is that just great offensive coaching?
It's execution. It's knowing your the talent level and where you want your players to get the shot, and then like I said, executing it.
Yeah. Well, it's horn. You can see Berkeley's defensive intensity is ramped up as Harrison Smith is looking to slash into the paint. It looks like they're going to get that foul. To carry is Dennis Will and Beat. I believe that's Dennis's second night.
That foul was called by Joey Manigal, one of the top officials in the state for years. He started reffing in 1990 from the Georgetown area. When he walks into the gym as a coach, you felt very secure that the game was going to be called well.
I was going to say a 33-year head coaching career. Like they're obviously guys that you created an incredible relationship with. He's one of them. That's why he's on our crew tonight. And that was Joey again getting that trail foot.
You might get a different opinion if you ask them.
Yeah.
Perspective.
All about perspective. John Cleveland, his perspective on the high school game is, hey man, this game's already in slow motion. He drives in, was looking for Kinlock in the corner.
One of the most impressive things about John Cleveland, he doesn't have the body of a 9th grader, 15-year-old kid. If you walked into the gym, you would think he was a junior or senior.
It's 6'2", but it looks like he's already filled out. And maybe I credit that to.
Here's a different play. They got Kinlock lined up in a different spot. Wando did a much better job defensively on that one.
It looked like they wanted Rouse on that low block posted up. They kick it deep and they find Cleveland. Harrison's going to be guarded on ball by Tate Horn. Finds Cleveland on the right side of the wing. Wando back into that man-to-man, and Berkeley's all of a sudden slowed the pace of play down a bit. Berkeley doing a great job of moving it. Cleveland forcing the issue. How about the third charge already taken tonight for the Warriors?
That's one thing going into the game I'm sure Berkeley discussed is when you go in, you can't go in out of control. You've got to come to a jump stop because they're very proficient at drawing a charge. And as we've seen, they've drawn 3 already.
I'm talking to Coach Kraft, like trying to get the numbers so we could brag and be the best ambassador possible for these student athletes. The one stat that they keep track of more than any is the charge. As you can see, they run a nice off-ball screen. They were looking for Harrison Smith. He got tangled up. And it looks like they're going to get that on number 24, Josh Hazelton. He got a hold of Smith as he slashed into the paint, his first.
Okay, here's Wando's opportunity to try to get a cheap basket. They're set up with the court on the baseline. Well, they wasn't able to convert.
I was going to say maybe just a setup play later in the game as they moved both front court players across the paint. But now they're in some trouble.
Oh, really nice pass. Started by Antonelli. Antonelli in trouble on the baseline, was able to find Murdoch. Murdoch with a touch pass for a layup. Really nice.
Man, what a gorgeous look. Like they were in trouble in the double in the corner. They cut the deficit back to 7. Berkeley, though.
Cleveland from the corner for a 3, so he's shown the ability to score inside and outside.
3-level scorer. The corner 3 gets the lead to double digits for the first time tonight. Berkeley showing another double off a pick and roll, and it pays dividends. Hazelton will pick off the errant pass, and now the Stags. Little defense to offense.
Trapping the ball screens that Berkeley's doing has caused a little bit of a problem for Wando. Rouse inside for the layup.
It was a little bit of a pinball wizard action play underneath, and Rouse, right place at the right time. Lead to 12. The defense picks up. And the Stags are rocking and rolling. They're going to get a foul. They double and hedge high.
Definitely their quickness is making it difficult for Wando right now with their man-to-man offense. Wando makes some adjustments. They'll get it going.
Got another look. That was Harrison Smith on the inside. But, man, it's been all Berkeley all first half. We'll be back right after this. Will Lou Gray Opportunity School Hoops, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. A little bit of a neon theme tonight here at Wando High School as they find themselves down 12 with 3:20 to go in the second quarter. We didn't get the memo on the neon, but you donned that purple for quite some time, and in the most respectful way possible. You're public enemy number 1. You gave the Warriors fits in this building, sir.
Well, there's quite a few games in here I'd like to forget as well. I think you played in 2 of them.
I may have, and I probably was public enemy number 1. As Andrew Young knocks down the first free throw. I'll tell you, you and a guy by the name that, well, he was just kind of known as Brady Nation around the low countries. Even Brady Shuck gave the Warriors fits for a long, long time. Young looks to knock down the second, goes off the back iron, but how about securing their own rebound as Harrison Smith slides in, and he'll head to the free throw line.
Yeah, Brady's coaching at Flagler College in St. Augustine, Florida. I left the James Island position last year. And a special event happening tonight at James Island High School. Longtime coach Stan Wilkins having the court named after him. I would have been there tonight, but I chose you instead.
You know what? I feel honored, sir. I'm telling you, all kidding aside, it is the opportunity of a lifetime to sit next to you, to be able to watch the game through your lens. As we take on this region matchup has been able to dominate these games, and Smith is able to knock down the second.
Wando cut it to 9. They're looking for a big play on the offensive end to get this student body cranked up.
How about the nice bunny off the back iron, and Kai Murdoch skies up for what I believe was his 3rd rebound of the night. Murdoch finds Antonelli on the low block, looking for a baby hook, won't go. Cam Palmer with a rebound, and Deuce Kinlock slow things down a bit. 9-point deficit with 2:50 to go. If you're Berkeley, no shot clock in the state of South Carolina, do you sit on it or obviously stay within the blueprint and continue to put the foot on the gas?
I think just play the style they've been playing. Nice baseline drive by Cleveland.
Murdoch with his 3rd block already tonight. Palmer gets hung up in the
Antonelli
air.
with another steal.
Defensively, Antonelli's been everywhere. Here's Andrew Young, the senior, 6'4", about 180 pounds. He's a really nice athlete.
They're working through Antonelli. He's not looking to score as much as he is to assist, and there's Murdoch with a nice shot, didn't fall.
The athlete we were just referring to, as he goes back to Antonelli, he goes up, he's gonna be hit on that right elbow.
Nice head fake to draw the foul.
Looks like they got that one on Kevin Boone, the junior for Berkeley. Checked in for the first time after that last media timeout. But as you mentioned, Antonelli, the progression from freshman year to senior year, not only that, but from junior season to senior season, as he's unable to knock down the first rapid repair free throws. Jaheim Weston checks in, but not that stat should suffer, but he's so crucial to what they do on both ends of the floor.
When I coached, I liked to have a junior that was probably 6th, 7th, 8th man and was going to step in as a senior because he knew what we were trying to do. He was mature, physical, just kind of, and brings the things that Antonelli does to the team. He's a valuable piece, although he's not going to score a lot of points. He does a lot of good things on the court.
All of a sudden, look at Murdoch. He says, oh, that ball gets tied up. Possession will remain with the Stags. If that whistle hangs on for just a half a second, Kai Murdoch was got to take off.
If you noticed, Wando changed their defensive philosophy on that dribble handoff. They trapped it just like Berkeley has been trapping them, and it was able to almost create a turnover.
Mirrored them defensively. Let's see if they stick with it.
Another charge possibly. No, this might be a block.
Shuffle your feet, lose your seat. We're waiting on an announcement, and it looks like it will remain here.
Could have gone either way. Most of them could go either way, and then over the course of the game, you're probably going to get about the same number of blocks as you do charges.
Without question, that was Murdoch's second, so they'll send him to the bench so he doesn't pick up his 3rd before the half. Kinlock took a pretty nasty spill.
Yeah,
He's kind of gingerly gets back to the sideline.
Yeah. He's got a slight frame, but you can tell once he grows into his frame, he's going to be a really good player. I think Berkeley's best basketball is a year or 2 away with this young starting 5 they have.
Kinlock, a sophomore. Obviously, John Cleveland, just a freshman. Both guys that you mentioned, long wire, when they build in that frame, they're going to be dangerous backcourt duo.
And I could see Kinlock growing a couple more inches.
The question is, that was Cleveland coming up short on the mid-range jumper, rebounded by Young. He'll bring it up the floor, sets up the ISO set. Cam Palmer, he fakes the handoff. They're going to call a double dribble, as it looks like that left hand may have got too close to the rock.
That time they faked the dribble handoff to try to stay out of the trap.
We're under a minute. Wando, that deficit at about 8. And they keep it to single digits, and it looks like Jaheim Weston, the backcourt bully, forces the freshie out of bounds. Wando will retain possession. When you talk about a guy like Jaheim Weston, Coach Kraft couldn't emphasize how valuable he was to their line. He called him tough as nails. He's a no-limit shoulder. A dude that's not going to show up in the box score, but he's a great facilitator. And when he broke his nose earlier in the season against Socastee, continued to play, ended up having to have surgery. He's wearing the mask. When they missed him in that last Berkeley matchup, it was a huge loss for the Warrior lineup.
Clearly, he's their best defender, and you would want to put your best defender on Cleveland. They didn't have him on Cleveland game 1, obviously. So that did possibly make a difference. It was a close game, like I said, a 1-point game through 3 quarters. Then Cleveland kind of took over in the fourth quarter made quite a few free throws. And they were able to extend their lead. But it was a much closer game than the score of 51-42 indicated.
Well, speaking of free throws, this is going to be the second time that Wando's going to foul on a three-point shot. That was Antonelli fouling Cam Palmer. Antonelli's first on the night, so he's not worried about foul trouble, but six free free throws at the line.
Just a tad over-aggressive. You want to contest the shot, but obviously from three, you do not want to foul the three-point shooter. It's a difficult enough shot as it is. You don't want to give them any easy ones.
Palmer unable to hit on the first. Berkeley will go to a line change as they'll check in Kevin Boone back into the game. Lead back to 9 with 23 seconds to roll. You look to see maybe Berkeley show a press. They haven't done so yet tonight, but
they have one in their arsenal. They might try to slow them down, bringing the ball up the court. Well, it's harder to set it up on a miss than it is a make. Wando calls a 20-second timeout to set something up to try to cut into this lead at the half.
We had a couple guys looking to check into, maybe get their best offensive group out there. With 20 to go, you're obviously going to hold for the last shot. Do you look for them to facilitate it and run it through Murdoch, or Tate Horn? He's got those two early threes.
I would say they look for Murdoch or Horn. A big momentum chance to, if they were to make a three. I don't know if anybody saw the South Carolina LSU game last night, but two last-second three-pointers in the first half were huge for South Carolina. Those 6 points turned out to be the difference.
Without question, too. I think from a personnel standpoint as well, to build a little bit of confidence. That game last night, Breezy Hall didn't hit her first two threes until the fourth quarter. Ended up paying dividends, the nail in the coffin, as the women's South Carolina team remains undefeated. Coach Kraft, he considers an offensive guy. His assistant coaches, Lance Norris and Steve Ripley, he lets them handle the defense, but you know Kraft's got something up his sleeve.
Yeah, they got their best shooters on the court. They've got a center open offense.
Murdoch's not even on the floor with those two personal fouls. They're looking underneath. Can he get it to finish? We found Harrison Smith on a slip screen. Couldn't get it to go. Berkeley will push. Nice dump off and a block. 6th block of the half for Wando goes to Chris Antonelli to keep that deficit at 9.
Big block, big block. A layup there puts the lead double figures. Berkeley feeling good about themselves going into the locker room.
Wando got the look they were looking for, just couldn't convert. But in this halftime show, we'll tell you how they'll get back into this game. But a dominant Berkeley defense in that first half. They dividend, they lead by 9. It's crucial region matchup.
Welcome to the Doctor's Implants Halftime Report, empowering people through full mouth dental implants.
Each week, the Thumbs Up guys are proud to highlight a scholar athlete from each participating school. The students selected at the end of the year will have an opportunity to win a $2,500 scholarship. Tonight's scholar athletes are, starting with the Berkeley Stags. It's Mr. Josh Hazelton. We've seen him on the hardwood all night. How about that 3.46 GPA for Josh? He's a two-time varsity basketball letterman. He's a captain on this year's team. Oh, and by the way, Josh plays varsity soccer too. He also helps in the Feed Berkeley volunteer program and worked as a camp counselor for the Stag basketball camp. And on the other sideline, how about for Wando? Miss Chloe Mahay. Chloe, a 5.025 GPA. I promise you, my parents dreamed of me having a 5 GPA. It never happened. Congratulations to you, Chloe. She's a member of the varsity cheer team, a captain of said team, and also as a member of the AP Academy Leadership Program, the Beta Club, Lighthouse Keepers, and also a member of the Chick-fil-A Leadership Academy. And how about this, for the first time in our Thumbs Up Guys Scholar Athletes, we're giving you a bonus one. How about from a week ago from Lucy Beckham High School? A little bonus one. It's Tyson Smith. Tyson Smith, he was the point guard from Lucy Beckham from last week, boasting a 5.05 GPA. He was a second-team all-region preseason selection, and the community worked with the NHS as a basketball camp counselor and also works with the Isle of Palms Beach cleanup. All three for Miller, Dawson, Siegel, and Ward, Scholar Athletes this week. We say congratulations and thank you.
Our Scholar Athlete, week in, week out, brought to you by two of the four Thumbs Up Guys, Jeff and Brandon from the Thumbs Up Guys. And guys, each and every week we're doing it. We get to present this week. How exciting is that for you?
Yeah, it's amazing, man. You know, we love being able to give back to these athletes. They continue to outperform even the highest expectations that we have.
Every time it's always so impressive watching them play, seeing their score, seeing their grades, like all of it's just amazing.
How important is just high school sports and being involved with that, Brandon?
Well, you know, playing high school sports myself, you know, it's very nostalgic. We absolutely love it. I know that, you know, for a lot of these kids, this might be the end of the road for them, and we hope that some of them will continue on. So we're glad that we get to be even a small part in this.
Awesome. Brandon and Jeff from the Thumbs Up Guys, they are the presenting sponsors of our Scholar Athletes here on High School Hoops.
Welcome to the Doctor's Implants Halftime Report, empowering people through full mouth dental implants.
We welcome you back into Wando High School, or the home squad. They trail by just 9 against region foe, the Berkeley Stags, but we welcome you in your courtside with the principal of Wando High School, and to be frank, a cool full circle moment for me. I still call him Coach. I can't help myself, but the principal of Wando High School, Mr. Chaz Coker. Coach, Principal Coker, can you talk to us about, hey, how special tonight is this? But Wando High School, largest public school in the state, trending in the right direction yet again. You guys have got some incredible things cooking right now.
Yeah, man. So it's just, I would say through this year for us, it's just trying to get the name of Wando back in the community. You know, I keep telling people we're the oldest school in town, but we're still the best school in town. So just getting that Diamond W out there, getting the name of Wando back out there. We did free tickets for the students tonight, trying to fill that chop house back up, support our boys and girls basketball teams, really kind of get out there and support the community, but really trying to get the name of Wando back out in the community. And our basketball team's doing well this year. We're trending for 15 wins for the first time since you guys were around. And, you know, second half team, excited to see what's going to happen here in the second half.
Well, you guys have made some changes, some adjustments. They're 6-2 at home. They've been dominant in this building. Yeah. Can you kind of talk about some of those things behind the scenes that we might not see to go into what's been a real home court advantage?
Right. So, I mean, for us, doing things like tonight, Chop House Neon Night, trying to build up in school. We have Spirit Week next week. We have anything but a book back day on Monday, so we have wheelbarrows coming in, some kayaks, but really just trying to build some school spirit. I mean, my big thing coming in here was just re-engaging the kids and re-engaging the community, and anything we can do to build up that school spirit back up here at Wando High School.
Well, I'll tell you right now, there's nobody that is more respected in the Mount Pleasant area than Principal Coker. We appreciate your time, sir, and go Warriors.
Go Warriors, man.
Thank you,
appreciate
sir.
you. Yes, sir.
Hey, the Doctors in playing halftime. It'll roll on the other side. The Warriors trail by 9. Look at make a comeback in the second half. We'll see you then.
Welcome to the Doctor's Implants Halftime Report, empowering people through full mouth dental implants.
Brian Miller from Rapid Repairs joining us now. They are the presenting sponsor of free throws here on High School Hoops. Why jump in? This is a pretty cool partnership to have. What made it a draw for you guys?
Great question, Sky. Thanks for having me. No pun intended, jumping in for High School Hoops. We love our community. We love high school sports, and we love the hoops. So we felt it was a great opportunity to give back to the low country sports.
I know we were just talking that you're a James Island guy. How many good memories come back to you when you think about those high school days?
I tell you what, high school was some of the best years of my life. You know, between playing sports all year long, the friendships I've still fostered to this day, as well as the outreach in the community I've had the benefit of impacting. Rapid Repairs, what could people call you for? What do you represent as a company? We are a home repair company. If anybody needs electrical repairs or home repairs, please call us at Rapid Repairs. Awesome. That's Brian Miller from Rapid Repair. They are the presenting sponsor of free throws here on High School Hoops.
As we welcome you back in, that was the Doctor's Implant halftime report. Live from Wando High School, Jack DeLongchamp alongside courtside with the Hall of Famer, head coach Ronnie Dupree. 27-18, a little bit of a defensive battle tonight here from the Chop House. Wando will get things underway. Nice driving finish, and that was the start they were looking for. Owen Schaefer, a gritty, tough two. West Shore home points in the paint. That was a big-time start to the half.
Big basket for Wando. They took about 20 seconds off the clock. Didn't look like they were going to get much, and then a nice baseline drive and a foul. Hopes to complete the three-point play.
Three the old-fashioned way. We've got a little bit of an officiating timeout. Not really sure what just happened. We're sticking with you, trying to get an explanation. It was a three-point play. Question marks, I think, even between the officiating members.
I'm wondering if he's calling it a charge.
Put the points on the board. Our guy right here, Joey Rouse, is laughing with us at the scores table.
Oh. Okay, they called the basket good after the charge, which is, I think, a new rule that came in just at halftime.
Hey, we're learning something new with you. If we seem a little quiet on our end, it's because we're still looking for some answers over with you guys. Fighting for a loose ball is Berkeley. They win the 50-50 guy.
Typically in high school, when a charge is on a charge, the basket's disallowed.
I'm curious if it was maybe like a lane violation or a late substitution effort on Wando's end, so they scratched the free throw. But we are getting the points are good. We'll get an official answer.
Gene Stetsatour in the gym.
I was going to say, do we got a Jay Billis has to do to help break it down as Lonnie Harrison jumps in the passing lanes, and that was Jordan Livingston. The starter goes coast to coast, and he's going to be fouled on the layup attempt.
Wando has had a little bit of trouble tonight with the pressure that Berkeley has applied defensively. Typically, in game one, Berkeley put a lot of strong ball pressure, but didn't look to trap, didn't look to stop ball reversal. But tonight, they're doing a little bit more in the pass lanes, making it a little bit more difficult.
It's a huge moment of the game. I kind of held my breath. I thought that foul was going to be on Jaheim Weston. It's actually on Kai Murdoch. The stud senior is going to be charged with his third personal.
That's a big foul, picking up three this early. But if they get down double figures, he might have to come in and play with three and hope for the best.
I was going to say, so a guy with as much feel as you do, when is that number like? When if you go down 15 and you got to trust your senior to play with those three?
You've got to. Plus, if he's your number one offensive player, you've got to have him on the court. If you're leading, you can sit him, but not if you're down, 10, 12, 14 points. They might have to bring him back earlier than they wanted to.
Who's going to help
nice
on the
drive,
scoring
Antonelli
efforts?
with the tip again.
Clean it up. Antonelli's got three. A nice take by Horn, and Antonelli's got his third point of the game. And it feels like who in the supporting cast outside of Kai Murdoch's going to step up in this huge stretch while he sits and waits with those three personals. Great on-ball defense from Owen Schaefer. That was on Deuce Kinlock as the freshman makes a nice move at the basket. Important to note that Kinlock did check back into the game. They checked him out. He took a nasty fall at the end of the second quarter. It looks like his health is good enough to be back in the game.
Big possession here for both teams. Wando would like to get something out of their offense, get the crowd more involved in the game. Berkeley would like to have a nice defensive stop to keep the crowd out of the game. So big possession here, even though it's still a long way to go.
Long way to go, but also a long way to go for Jordan Livingston. He's the stud stretch floor, a big-time rebounder. That was his third personal foul. He'll take a seat as he and Murdoch now find themselves in foul trouble. There's that 4-out, 1-in offense. They're looking for Antonelli on a low block. They go right to him, a little up and under. They say he's fouled before Kinlock pinned it up against the glass.
Nice drive, looked like a nice block. Maybe anticipated the foul call a little early.
I was going to say, it looks like they got that on Zacharias Dennis. That's his third foul. Looked like he got him with the body before it was pinned.
Good have. Very easily could have gotten him with the body. Antonelli with a free throw. One more Scottyism, the best I've got here. Basketball fans in the Charleston area probably recognize the name Antonelli. I was told he's not related to Debbie Antonelli, but he is the grandson of Lucy Beckham.
That he is, and he has come on in a huge way.
I'm glad you go along with that because I didn't bet that one. That one's on Rick Stein.
You were all over it. Your Scottyism is strong as it looks like. Again, that's the 4th travel we've seen tonight. Very similar situations as that man-to-man defense is causing some problems on both sides of the floor. But yes, the grandson of the great Lucy Beckham, he's decided to stay here where his grandmother became most world-renowned principal, felt like in the entire country. But no relation to the Antonelli squad. Debbie's 3 sons, Joey, Patrick, and Frankie. Patrick actually finished up his senior year at Emory Henry. He played at Bishop England. As Jove Rouse, he's got a little bit of a show. And, ooh, that's going to be a 2.
Missed the breakaway. That could come back to hurt him.
That's kind of a nightmare-esque situation, but one that Rouse, who's a really...
I'm sure Coach Mullins was saying in his head, lay it in, lay it in.
It looked like he wanted to go up for the dunk.
Yep.
Then opted for the cool 2, but Rouse, who we mentioned, he's a fan favorite. He'll wipe that away easily.
This game not on TV, he lays that ball in, I bet.
Without question. Without question.
So we got to take partly responsible for that miss.
We'll wear it as they go back to Antonelli. A great inside look. He was looking for Andrew Young, and another blocked shot. I believe that's Deuce Kinlock's 3rd block
They're
of the
making
night.
it really difficult inside for Wando. If they don't block it, they're challenging it. Big 3 for Berkeley.
Cam Palmer, his first 3 of the game. I was about to ask you, are we a little surprised to see how much paint touches and a lot of shots at the rim? These are 2 teams that are going to light it up from downtown, and on cue, broadcaster James.
Yeah, I think Wando's trying to take advantage of the pressure that Berkeley's putting on them by driving it, but they just haven't been able to finish because they're just not getting any clean looks.
There's another attempted look, and how about a little redemption?
There's our layup.
Boom, great finish. We told you this kid was mentally strong as heck. He's been joking with us. He's smiling all night. He's turning into one of my favorite players we've had this year, Joey Rouse. He's got a game-high 9 points.
Wando keeps running their center open offense, looking to drive. Again, a challenge shot, but they over Kinlock. But a nice basket by number 23, Schaefer.
It's an acrobatic finish. Very contested, but Schaefer, he's got 4 second-half points, gets it back to single digits.
Kinlock from his favorite spot in the corner.
You think Coach didn't do his scouting report? He saw him catch and shoot. He said it was his favorite spot. That's a Mr. Sparky's. Our first 3 from Berkeley in the second half gets it back to 12. Deuce Kinlock, a star in the making.
Things are starting to heat up now. Tate Haran with a nice floater. Cuts the lead to 10. Got a timeout.
Our first media timeout of the second half. And boy, the fireworks, the scoring, they've woken up in the second half without question. Deuce Kinlock, remember the name, the superstar sophomore. He's growing up right in front of our eyes. It's Will Ugray Opportunity School Hoops, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. second-year head coach Matthew Mullins. He was the region coach of the year just a season ago. Coaching runs in his bloodline, and with a 10-point lead, the three-time region coach of the year has got to be feeling really good about the Stags' spot.
They've started off very good the second half. Matt's is getting a reputation as a program builder. After 4 years as a JV coach at Goose Creek, he revived the Colleton County program with 2 region championships, and he's threatening to do the same thing here with Berkeley. Long jumper for them.
How about another rebound for Deuce Kinlock? He's got 7 rebounds tonight to go with 10 points. He's nearing a double-double. How about Schaefer in transition? How about another tough finish? It's been the Owen Schaefer show for the Warriors tonight. All 6 have come in those West Shore home points in the paint, the most admired rehome modeling brand. They're going to want to get a sponsor for Owen Schaefer. He's been tough at the rim in the second half.
Really nice drive. One of the first baskets they've gotten in transition. Another block charge call that could have possibly gone either way, but Wando will take it to cut the lead to 8. They need to keep this lead under 10 going into the fourth quarter.
2:32 to go.
Just from the mental standpoint, you feel better if you got single digits. Obviously, they'd like to get it even lower than that, but double figures going into the fourth quarter in a slow tempo game with not a whole lot of possessions would seem more than like a 10 or 12-point deficit.
Without question. And you're talking about a team that's thrived in the fourth quarter. You mentioned a bunch of really close games. They found themselves down 7 to Cane Bay in what was a huge split win at their place. They get the job done with a 20-13 fourth quarter victory. And that's Cane Bay, the first in the region. As you see,
only loss. The only loss in the region.
Yeah, so again, that could be
Wando's
crucial.
pushing again.
But Schaefer again at the
Another
rim.
drive.
That one won't go as it rattles in and out. Deficit still at 7 for the Warriors. Berkeley looking to push.
I'm sure Coach Kraft is telling them, let's just keep it close. We're really good in close games. Loose ball. Kinlock finds it, lays it in.
I tell you, been really good tonight is Deuce Kinlock. Make it 12 for the young sophomore. Schaefer's guarded by Hazelton. He kicks it. That's Corbin Martins with the turnover, and the quarterback, Lonnie Harrison, in transition. He'll be fouled by Schaefer. QB1, PG1, Lonnie Harrison. He's a pass-first facilitator. Coach Mullen said, I need him to be a little bit more aggressive. He'll head to the free throw line, exactly what they were looking for.
Yeah, big turnover out front, 3-on-1 break. Harrison going to the line to try to extend the lead.
We'll miss the first as Jackson Connolly will check in for Wando. Jordan Livingston will check in for Berkeley. He's got those 3 fouls, but really crucial to get him back in the game is a really nice run for Kevin Boone. Boone checks out. It was he that picked the pocket.
It looks like Coach Kraft's going to keep Murdoch out until the end of the third quarter with those 3 fouls. Down 9.
What's your feel for it? I mean, do you go to him this early? This seems like a really pivotal moment in the game. You save him for the fourth quarter.
It's a philosophy that you have. I would play him just because they're having trouble scoring. If it's a little bit closer game, then yeah, I'd save him for the fourth quarter. But Wando's having some difficulty because Berkeley's really defending.
There it is, another back-to-back possessions with a steal with Murdoch on the bench. Kinlock with that block, he pushes. He was looking for Palmer in transition, won't get it to go. And it looks like we're gonna get a foul on the floor in the rebounding efforts. It looks like they'll get it on Jackson Connolly. Great vision as you see Kinlock finded Palmer, and I think you're gonna get a late push. His body's hitting the floor. Berkeley will get a ball on the inbound. Fighting for the loose ball
Kinlock
was
got the
Kevin
shot he
Boone.
wanted, just wasn't able to knock it down. That would have been a big 3.
He's enjoyed that corner spot. This is a new deal with Wando switching sides of the bench. Berkeley seeing no problem scoring in front of that student section tonight, thanks to an incredible night from Deuce Kinlock. They go back to the ground. He's fourth block tonight. Took the words out of my mouth.
His length is really making it difficult on the Wando post players.
And if they can hold on.
Another nice inbounds play for Wando.
Whew. Jackson Connolly took a heck of a shot at the end of the play.
Coach Mullins is not pleased with how his team defended that. Obviously, they've seen that on film and worked on it, but it wasn't executed on the defensive end.
Well, Coach Mullins, he did go to Jordan Livingston early. That's his 4th personal. I was curious to see if they got that on Kinlock or Livingston. That's going to be Livingston's 4th. Connolly will try to earn 2 the old-fashioned way.
Wando needs every point they can get from the line because, like I said, they're not getting very many easy shots.
That one rattles in and out.
Their jump shots have been contested because of Berkeley's quickness and length. They've gotten a couple of back cuts, but as far as easy baskets go, they've had to earn most of their points.
Coach Dupree, you mentioned that first half, Wando taking advantage of the aggressiveness of that defense. What does that look like? You can break it down to the viewer at home. Like in the 4th quarter, they start to take advantage of how intense they're playing defensively.
Well, one way to take advantage of somebody that's really out in the passing lanes is to go set your man up and go back door or slip a screen. They're trying to ball screen right now, and the ball screens are being trapped, and it's making it difficult on the point guard. So they'll make some adjustments going into the 4th quarter. But right now, the defensive intensity for Berkeley has been outstanding.
Without question, is right around the 40-second mark as Kinlock tries to force a pass into Kevin Boone. Possession will remain with the Stags with 35 to go. A 10-point lead for Mullins' group. Got to imagine they hold for the last shot on this inbound. They're going to try to get real aggressive here.
I would say if they get something they like, here's the back cut that they ran earlier in the game. They got Cleveland inside where they like him.
Man, Jaheim Weston did a great job of picking the pass, but Deuce Kinlock on the other end. How good has he been on both ends of the floor? His defense turns to offense. Is John Cleveland's bunny, his 9th point of the game, pushes the lead to 12.
That was not a freshman move on Cleveland's part. Really nice spin, under control.
Tate Horn with it feels like a must answer to get the deficit back to 10. His elbow jumper and a 2nd steal in a row for Weston. As time dwindles down, a half-court heave that looks pretty good.
From here.
We got a ton of laughs on this side. It looked like Andrew Young wanted that half-court heave to go. Back and forth we go. Deficit to 10. We told you can't put yourself in the driver's seat tonight, but you can use yourself in that front seat. Who's going to put themselves in a great chance to win the region championship? Don't go anywhere. Berkeley leads by 10 as we head to the 4th.
I did too.
As we welcome you back in, we might be taking a look if the score remains 42-32 and Berkeley can run away with the Holy City Heating and Air player of the game potentially. Deuce Kinlock has been better than advertised tonight. He may have learned a thing from Pops, Coach.
His dad was a very similar player, a couple inches taller. Deuce is a sophomore, so I could see them both going about 6'7", 6'8". Deuce is more of a perimeter player, but his dad was outstanding post player, signed with the University of South Carolina, played on a stacked team at North Charleston. They're probably their entire starting five was college players. Dustin Braddock played for Clemson. Clary Judge was a college player, played for South Carolina State. I don't remember the exact year or the other starters, but I know they were very good.
You get another travel on this end. Wando will retain possession, but when you talk about that 97 North Charleston State Championship team, it's really interesting to look at these budding young superstars. Could they potentially put together a run similar to that of his dad? You know, Coach Mullins told us that Deuce was the most consistent three-point shooter in his team, but it's what he's done on the defensive end of the floor tonight.
Defensively, he's dominated this game inside.
He's got 12 and 7, but 4 blocks as well. As Wando looking to get back in it, and there he is.
Murdoch with the tip. He sat out probably 7 minutes of the third quarter. They need his offense to really get back in this game down 8.
That was Andrew Young on nice penetration to get to the rim. Murdoch was able to clean it up. He cuts it to 8, and you're right. If Wando's going to get back into this game, they're going to need their superstar senior do it on his back.
Not the shot that Coach Mullins was looking for. Wando with a chance to cut it to 5 or 6.
Quick minute breather for Kinloch and Rouses. It looks like they're going to check back in as Horn and John Cleveland get tangled up on the sidelines. It looks like they're going to get Cleveland his second personal. Coaches, you see Kyle on that offensive putback. How does his game project at the next level?
I think the way basketball's played now, a kid that's about 6'5", 6'6", that can shoot the 3 and get to the rim is what the college coaches are looking for.
Does he remind you, I mean, 33 years head coach, you've coached some of the greats in the low country area. Does he remind you of anybody?
Let's see. I'm sure, I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, but look like he can score from inside there, but he got blocked again.
Looks like they got him on the body on the floor. It'll be interesting to see if this is on Kinloch. Nope, it won't be. That's a huge turn of events, as that's going to be on Zacharias Dennis. That's actually his 4th. Yeah. And it'll send Murdoch to the line. Murdoch's got 6 as he looks to knock down the front end of the Rapid Repairs free throws. If your home needs repairs, call Rapid Repairs. He's ice from the line. Cuts it back to 7. It feels like they've been able to get it to 7 or 8, 10 to 12, but they haven't been able to get over that hump. What's that look like here late in the fourth?
This is a very big possession for the Wando defense. If they can get a stop here and get a basket in transition, or maybe hit a big 3, get the crowd energized, then they know that their confidence in their ability to win close games increases. But they need a big stop right here.
Oh, wow, and they get the stop they were looking for. They give them a taste of their own medicine, and they trap on the high ball screen. That was great on-ball defense. Picking it up at full court was Andrew Young. It was an illegal screen on number 15, Kevin Boone. His second. Wando's got it down to 6 after the 2 free throws from Murdoch. Similar, I'm sure when you're at James Allen and West Ouches, you guys run that score simulation in practice.
Oh, definitely. Here's a big possession. They'll probably want to get a shot by one of their best players. Oh, nice back cut.
Ooh. They go to that back cut. There's that back cut you mentioned. They take advantage of the aggressiveness. And how about the energy, the fire for those 2 West Shore home points in the paint from Jackson Connolly.
Jackson Connolly coming off the bench to provide a spark on both ends of the court. Really nice back cut, nice find by Schaefer for the layup. Wando's got the game where they want it, even though they're behind. They got it to within 4.
Man, if you could have a guy that's been just so important to Wando this second half, Owen Schaefer, he's got 6. That's a huge assist. His ability to penetrate in the second half has been a game changer for the Warriors.
It really has. He's created several easy possessions for himself, and then as he did on the last possession, an easy basket for one of his teammates.
Now, you've seen Wando kind of pick on Berkeley down on that low block. Deuce Kinloch can't block every shot tonight. When do you go back to Livingston? He's got those 4 fouls, but Wando hasn't scored in the paint when the big fella Jordan Livingston's been on the floor tonight.
No, they really haven't. I think what Wando will do is they're just going to play there instead of running a play for a particular player. They're saying that they're running a play for the open man. The open man is It could be any one of the 5 players.
Yeah, they're running the hot hand for Berkeley. It's their starters minus Jordan Livingston. It's Kevin Boone out there. And for Wando, it's their starters excluding, and now into the matchup is Jackson Connolly, anchoring down that 5 spot, taking advantage of the mismatch. That's Andrew Young, defended it high. Murdoch and Kinlock, that's been the matchup as Berkeley starts to go to that dribble handoff. Harrison with a drive, a nice kick to the corner. That's his spot, but can't get it to go as Kinlock. Wando gets another stop, the 3rd possession in a row. They're on a 6-0 run.
Nice
Horn looking
up
for a jumper, can't get it.
Had a nice look. He elevated really well on the jump shot. Just didn't fall.
And that's a good shot. And that's his game, that mid-range jumper.
Oh, we got away with a travel. Kinlock with a cut.
Couldn't get it to fall, but to your point, I thought we had the 7th travel of the night, still waiting that call. It looks like they got it on Andrew Young, his 7th, and it'll send Kinlock to the line.
Coach Kraft asking for the travel as well. He slid his foot, but the referee did see that. They were probably looking for contact, I suppose, looking at their feet.
Kinlock unable to get the first to go. You can hear some Warriors screaming, ball doesn't lie. That's a trash talking tale as old as time. Is it looks like Cam Palmer, excuse me, will check back in for Berkeley. That Wando chop house doing it's
making it difficult for the free throw shooter.
The young sophomore icing his veins. He's got 13. Man, as he's been special tonight, is a little offense, defense. Kevin Boone will check in for Jose Rouse.
These teams are only separated just by a couple possessions. In fact, the whole region is that way. Very, very competitive region. You can win a game and move up 2 spots, lose a game, move down 2 spots. So that's why this game carries on a little bit more importance.
You kind of control your own destiny in a way. Berkeley, especially with Stratford and Cane Bay, their next 2 region games to close out the season. For Wando, they've got Stratford and Goose Creek, but everyone's within a game. Cane Bay sits at the top of that region with just that 1 loss to Wando. Wando and Berkeley remain at 3-2, so you're right. This is almost like Saturday at the Masters. This is moving day.
Exactly. The loser of this game will drop to 4th place behind Goose Creek. In the past, probably 10 or 12 years, to win this region, you had to go through Goose Creek. A couple of years ago, Cane Bay did win the region.
You're talking about a Goose Creek team that made a run at a state championship last year. Blake Hall, one of the best in the business. They're surely down but not out. As we see a little bit of an official timeout. Not sure what the conversation was, as Matt Mullins was really appreciative of some clarification. Wando trails by 5 with 5 to go. They're 4 out, 1 in. Murdoch gets an open 3 off the back iron. That would have been a big one.
That would have been a big one. It looked good when he released it.
Did back iron always a good miss.
He gets ready to pick up his 4th foul, and he just did.
A frustration foul.
Yeah, a little over-aggressive on the ball.
Now here's the conversation. We got a media timeout coming in 45. Question already answered. Harrison Smith will check in for Murdoch. Do you go to him right after the other end of the media timeout, or what's the move there?
I would put him on a different player. He's guarding their Berkeley's best offense, or one of their best offensive players. Put him on a player who's not looking to score, so he can keep him on the court. But he became over. He got by with a potential foul on the last possession. And then this time it was too aggressive out front.
Yeah, well, speaking of aggressive, it looks like they're going to get a double foul underneath. It's going to be on Owen Schaefer, his 2nd. I believe he was fighting for position. It looks like they're going to get that on Cam Palmer underneath the basket as well. A rare double foul. You don't see it a ton, but you know that tempers are starting to rise here late. Maybe a potential frustration foul on both ends, but
both teams obviously understand the importance of this game, and they're putting great effort on both ends of the court. It's just a matter of who can put the ball in the basket. With both teams' defense is a little bit better than their offense.
Oh, how about that ball movement? Rouse looks for a corner 3 after a nice hockey assist from the freshman. Here's Schaefer out in transition. He's going to get by Rouse. He goes
Another
up.
drive.
Almost a tough finish at the rim, man. How about the nice hesitation to draw the foul?
Schaefer's really challenging the Berkeley guys inside. Really nice move.
He set him up and beat them.
They've driven on Rouse a couple of times baseline to get inside, and it has caused Berkeley some problems.
Talk about points in the paint. Berkeley's been unfearful going and competing and contesting at the rim, whereas we've seen Wando take 4 charges tonight already. Schaefer's unable to hit the first of the rapid repair free throws as Palmer will check out. They're going to check in Zacharias Dennis. He's got those 4 fouls. It's something to keep an eye on. Shaver knocks down the second, cuts it back to 4.
Back to 4. Wando's extended their defense full court.
Not a full court, but just to slow it down, right?
Just to maybe create a possible turnover if Berkeley's careless with the ball, but they weren't. Berkeley pulling it out a little bit. They're going to burn some clock with 4 minutes to go.
And that's been all Andrew Young in that second half, forcing that pressure full court. Very reminiscent of a guy like Jackson Dunaway, who played here a long time ago. He was a menace athletically, and he's been the difference maker. They do end up forcing a turnover. It's Young. He's looking for Schaefer. Nice head fake. Goes back to the rim and draws yet again another foul.
Rouse did a good job of running them off the three-point line. I thought he was going to be able to in transition to get an open 3, but Rouse did a nice job of running him off. He did drive baseline to draw another foul.
They got that one on Lonnie Harrison, just Lonnie's first of the night. And that'll take us to our final media timeout. Owen Schaefer's been huge in the second half. He's got 7. Can he help these Warriors continue to narrow that lead, or it'll be Matt Mullins' group to run away with a huge road victory? The final stretch. You can hear that theme music in the background, the chop house coming to life. But Matt Mullins has been calm, cool, collected, with maybe some of the best hair. I don't know if that classifies as a mullet or not, that we've seen on the sidelines all season. His team leads by 4. They've led really start to finish. Wando's been really good in the second half, especially getting to the free throw lines. They've been able to do so on the back of Owen Schaefer. Schaefer knocks down that front end. I misspoke the last time he went down the line. Schaefer now up to 9. All 9 coming in the second half. And especially with Murdoch on the bench, it was next man up. Schaefer really answered the bell as Matt Mullins looks on.
This was a big one to cut it to a single basket. They've knocked off 8 points from the lead in just over 4 minutes. They've got the game tight where they want it, where they feel comfortable, where they feel confident in playing. So Berkeley's going to have to make some big shots, going to have to step up, make some big free throws, and going to have to execute offensively.
Well, Wando's going a little offense to defense. Murdoch and Schaefer sit. Oh, how about the poke behind? That's Tate Horan picking the pocket of those Kinlock possession. Will stay down here, though.
As you can, on that last possession, Berkeley used their two best players, Cleveland and Kinlock, on an isolation on the right side of the court.
They got Kinlock in that corner. They go back to the big fella. How about the baby hook?
With a baby hook. Nice.
How about the touch?
Didn't see that in his game last game. Really big basket.
Rouse has got 11, pushes it to 2 scores. Matt Mullins, he's getting his defense set. That was an emphatic answer.
Another block. Oh.
I was with you. That was going to be Kinlock's 5th block of the night. His sophomore has been a menace.
Wow.
Take another quick look at that baby hook, though.
That looked pretty clean. Let's see. Hand straight up. Ooh, got all ball. He may have bumped him earlier.
I was going to say, you know what? It almost looked like he broke that 90-degree plane on that first attempt.
Yeah.
Because the second clearly looked like all ball as Andrew Young misses the front end of the free throw.
It's hard to block shots in high school. Officials don't see a lot of size. So when it happens, it kind of catches them off guard a lot of times. You know, you don't see that many 6'6", 6'7" players from game to game. You kind of have to give them the benefit of the doubt. It's easy for me to stay sitting here.
This is the best seat in the house, I'm telling you. I definitely do not envy those guys out there. I know you didn't when you were coaching, that's for sure.
No.
Lonnie Harrison gets the offense set. Kinlock wisely kicks back out, but how about the defensive intensity? A loose ball, and Mullins wisely gets the timeout in before Tate Horn. Man, what a great play defensively to force a Berkeley timeout. And that's where our media game kind of steps in. They've been able to hold on to these timeouts. That was a huge one.
That was a very good call by the sideline, because that potential turnover, could have led to an easy basket. But now Berkeley has a chance to set something up. They'll probably set something up where Kinlock or Cleveland get a good look. And they've been playing them on the right side of the court. Rouse is coming back in to give them a stretch 4. So if Wando collapses, they can kick to Rouse, hopefully for a 3-pointer.
Just saw some sweet flips from the Wando cheerleading team. There's a whole lot to flip out about with 2:48 to go. Their Warriors trail by 3. That student section coming to life. Still no Kai Murdoch. Still no Owen Schaefer for Wando as they trail. But Coach, you won 6 region championships, an all-time record of 614 and 260. Our Crew Chevrolet key of the game was winning time. What's the conversation like in this huddle right now?
Berkeley, their conversation is, let's take care of the ball. Let's not take any shot that's not what we consider a good shot. Wando has a foul to give, so they can be overly aggressive on defense, as Connolly is out on the point. They look like they're in their delay game right now.
And Wando's going to pressure the ball high. Rouse in the corner.
So it's going to come down to free throw shooting, as most games do. That's their 4th foul, so the next foul, Berkeley will be shooting 2.
As I said, that's a new rule in the South Carolina High School League. Is there's a conversation right now. The inbounds is going to go errant. Before the inbounds, Matt Mullins was having a conversation with the official. Not sure if that caught Deuce Kinlock by surprise, but it didn't look like he was on the same page with Lonnie Harrison. There's a conversation because I think they gave the wrong foul to the wrong team. There was confusion on whether that should have been the bonus. There's a pretty heated conversation happening at the scores table.
That was their 4th foul according to the scoreboard. And Rick Stein over on the book and the clock is the best there is around here. He's been doing it forever. So when he's on the scorebook, then your chances are it's accurate.
Yeah, I think they're just clarifying on both ends that is going to be the call. Wando's already setting up for their inbound press break. A huge moment of the game coming out of that timeout. A quick turnover, no time off the clock. Wando with a chance to tie it for the first time tonight.
Murdoch's back in the game on offense. They go to him for
50-50, what's the call? Berkeley ball. Looked like there was no question. And this is where we're going to see that offensive rebound. Yep. It was Schaefer and Murdoch checking out. Now Connolly and Jaheim Weston checking back in. Berkeley's going to ride out their starting 5. Jordan Livingston's going to sit on the bench. It's going to be Cam Palmer filling out the starting lineup for Berkeley. Right around the 2-minute mark, Berkeley with a 3-point lead. Andrew Young's been playing suffocating defense the entire second half.
Looks like Berkeley's now running their regular offense, although they're extending it toward half court. They've come out of their, what appeared to be their delay game.
Wando shows a trap off of the hands of the freshie. Jaheim Weston going right at him. Tough finish at the rim. Couldn't get it to go.
Really strong drive. After the steal, you can see why Weston's in the game. He creates havoc for the offense because he's so active, so aggressive, so quick and athletic.
They didn't have him in that first matchup against Berkeley.
Exactly. When I talked to Coach Kraft, I didn't know who he was talking about or the kind of player he was, but he certainly provided a spark on the defensive end.
Well, we've heard from many as he misses the front end. It's a Batman mask. I'm still going with the Rip Hamilton mask.
Let's go Rip Hamilton.
He's been a menace to society tonight. Jaheim Weston has. Just a huge free throw.
He needs to get at least 1 out of 2.
Cut it to 2. 2 feels so much different than 3 from an offensive standpoint.
When you're down 3, a lot of times the kids think you need a 3. We've still got several more possessions in the game. They can play normal, drive the ball to the basket, look to draw a foul, go to the line. A 2-point game right up Wando's alley. We'll see how.
What that allows Calvin Kraft to call a timeout, get that defense back in for him as he'll, I'm sure, go back to Connolly and leave Weston back out there. You know what's been really interesting? I asked you from that last timeout how it feels like Wando's taken the defensive intensity, getting in the chest half court. That Berkeley showed all 3 quarters and just kind of thrown it right back at the Stags.
Yeah, they have. Wando has definitely stepped up their intensity. Obviously, Coach Kraft is putting his 5 best defenders on the court right now because in the event of a turnover or a foul, he can substitute his best offensive players, which is Schaefer and Murdoch. So right now he's got his defensive 5 out. Coach Mullins is stressing with the Berkeley Stags. They'll take care of the ball, take good shots. They may not, I don't think they'll go full delay game with only a 2-point lead. They'll probably want to get more like a 1 or 2 possession lead before they actually pull the ball out. Yeah. But in game 1, Berkeley was very clutch down the stretch from the free throw line. Shooting the ball on the road is a lot different than shooting it at home.
They're shooting into that student section as well with 1:53 to go. Wando is going to go to that full court press. They'll pick up. Just man, they've showed it all second half. That's Cam Palmer with the rock. Harrison Smith defending. Weston Smith will trap at the top. Berkeley wisely passes out. Harrison finds the freshie. Palmer in the corner. This would be a huge 3 as long. Big rebound from Jackson Connolly. 1.5 to go. The student section coming to life. Wando's got a chance to take the lead for the first time. Ooh, and before he can pick the pocket, Lonnie Harrison thought he had a breakaway dunk.
Coach Kraft with a timeout to get Murdoch and Schaefer back on the court. Now he's got his 5 best offensive players to go with 1:22. Looking to score, to tie it, or possibly take the lead.
We're flipping out. Is that the best athlete on the floor? We told you that Wando cheerleading team, reigning region champs. They're ecstatic. All right, Coach Kraft is having a really animated conversation as we're going to give you another look. How about the youngster? It's a family affair. The youngster with her flips. Lost the Croc, though. We got to put those in sport mode. You have a pair of Crocs by any chance? Are you a Croc guy?
If I did, I wouldn't admit it.
I got to tell you, I've got a pair with the I guess like the fur on the inside. I'm a big fan. All right, Schaefer and Murdoch check back in. Owen Schaefer's been massive in the second half. He's got 10 points, all coming in the second half. A lot of them coming when Murdoch picked up those 3rd and 4th fouls. Where does the offense facilitate through on this possession?
I think Schaefer's going to look to penetrate, and Murdoch on the cut. But Berkeley knows too that who they've got to stop. Schaefer with a baseline drive.
Great defense from Kinlock.
Just
Schaefer.
Kinlock being there kept him from shooting that ball.
Oh, how about a rebound? So tough was Zacharias Dennis. it looked like Kai Murdoch was going to go jump above everybody, and Zacharias Dennis did a great job, disciplined box out to corral it, contain the rock. Tate Horn got a great look from the top of the key.
Look. Another play that's going to go unnoticed. Schaefer drove baseline, had a nice little 4-footer, but when Kinlock was there, he remembered those 6 blocks. So he kicked it out, and it was a nice open 3. Just didn't fall.
I'll tell you right now, Deuce Kinlock's got 12 and 7, nearing that double-double mark. But to your point, we don't know if it's 5 or 6. I think it was on that block, but whatever number.
Yeah, whatever. There's been a lot.
There's been a lot of them. And he got him on the move.
Yeah.
But the reach, you saw Schaefer hesitant to throw up that baby hook. Matt Mullins is creating a defensive monster up the road in Moncks Corner.
So here comes preparation. Here's where preparation comes into play. Wando with a junior, senior laden team, they should have guys in mind who they want to foul. So they do not want to foul Cleveland, because Cleveland really hurt them down the stretch in the first game. Rouse is a good free throw shooter as well.
Rouse with a really nice dribble move to go by Connolly. They're going to say Connolly bumped him the way down. That's going to be the 5th foul. It'll send Berkeley to the line. Wando will check back in, Murdoch and Schaefer. Berkeley will have to check in Kevin Boone, as Rouse will look to knock down some massive free throws.
And this is the first one, so still a 1-possession game. I'm not sure that Wando's going to be looking for a 3. I think they're going to look to penetrate and possibly pitch, but they're looking to penetrate and attack the rim.
Even with a bucket, even with a free throw here, no need for 3 yet.
This game's going to go a while.
52 on the clock, Jerry Rouse. Off of the back iron, but Dennis with his 2nd rebound on back-to-back possessions. That was a huge offensive rebound on the free throw. How about the backdoor cut? Deuce Kinlock. It's going to be clearly a goaltend. Kinlock, he's up to 14, but it's now without the rebounding efforts of Zacharias Dennis on the offensive glass.
That was a big offensive rebound off the missed free throw. Those are killers because you have 4 defenders on the lane and only 2 offensive players. So you feel like as a defensive team, you're going to get that rebound, but a lot of times games are.
Horn, he finds Murdoch. Murdoch wants it back, and he wants it now. Rattles off of the glass, he won't get it. And it looks like before the foul, Zacharias Dennis actually fell out of bounds. Kinlock's pleading for a foul. Dennis taking a second to collect his thoughts. Possession will reign with the Warriors. We didn't need a 3 yet, but Murdoch took about a 35-footer that almost went.
Murdoch got a good look. Down 4, 30 seconds. He got some timeouts. He got fouls to give. So just you're trying to get points right here. It doesn't matter if it's 2 or 3.
This officiating crew's been great all night on that look. You could see Schaefer gets him with the body, but he actually stepped out of bounds before he was hit.
Yeah,
so a great
it did
call.
look like it was going to be his 5th.
That'd have been a big one as Horn slips. He finds Schaefer in the corner, but Kinlock's hands to pick the pocket, but on the back end will foul him, and that'll send Schaefer to the line. Costly foul. It'll send Wando, as they're now in the double bonus, with 24 seconds to go.
Obviously, with these are 2 big free throws to keep the foul game going. Wando just needs to pick the right guy to foul. On the road, it's difficult to make free throws down the stretch no matter what team you are.
Jordan Livingston, by the way, checked back in after that last time out as Schaefer. How good has the young man been, the junior? He played on JV a season ago. He was an impact player at the junior varsity level, and early on, didn't get a ton of time. He's earned every opportunity that he's been given. And tonight, with arguably his biggest night of the season, he's got 11 all in the second half, and he cuts it to just a 1-score game.
Very solid game. He hasn't turned the ball over. He's taken care of it, found a couple of Wando players for some nice assists. He's had a really solid game.
He's 5 for 7 in the line, looking to make it 6 for 8. Off of the front end, he won't get it to go, and Rouse collects the board. Schaefer, body's hitting the floor. He almost picks the pocket on the miss, but a great rebound by Rouse. The Stags will have it with 19 to go. Now a little bit of a mismatch. Now it'll be Jaheim Weston and Kai Murdoch checking in, joined by Jackson Connolly, the starters in the game for Berkeley for this final home stretch.
If they don't get a quick steal, they might trap and then try to foul.
Harrison bobbled it. Connolly with a pretty good shot. As it looked like you could have made an argument for an intentional. I just think it was two guys fighting for a ball in the air.
Yeah, he went for the ball. Pretty hard contact. NBA, they would review it, find the guy.
It's suspend him for a week and a half.
Suspended for a week. In high school, it's just a regular two-shot foul.
You can see that's just a senior on a freshman meeting me in the A-gap. That stuff. As the youngster John Cleveland hangs to the line, he misses the front end.
Berkeley's missed their last 3 free throws.
All youngsters, right? Kinlock and now John Cleveland, Chop House making their impact felt. This is a huge one. 15 to go. A miss. Still ready for just, hey, let's go get 2
let's
and
get
then
to
foul
the rim
again.
and put the onus on the official.
15 and a half. Schaefer checks back in for Wando. Harrison, Smith, Andrew Young, Tate Horn, and Murdoch join him. Huge free throw. Ice in his veins. John Cleveland. He's now got double digits, and more importantly, 2-score game.
What Coach Kraft is probably telling his team is, even though we're down 4, our goal is to get this game into overtime. If the kids think, oh, we're down 4, there's no way we can win, we need 5 points, then that's the wrong mindset. Their goal is to get this game into overtime, and you do that by getting to the basket, hopefully getting a easy shot or a foul or possibly an and one. Then foul Berkeley and hope they miss, and then you come down and hit a shot within 5 seconds and send it to overtime.
We've seen a lot of really great inbound plays. If Berkeley shows a full court press, they've got to have something drawn up, or maybe it's a catch at the half-court line, a handoff to Murdoch. Is this something that you guys obviously planned and game plan for all week?
Yeah, you have to have some situation plays for different situations, such as ahead by 4, down by 4, and that kind of thing. There's a lot of different situations that you have, and with a young team like Berkeley, they may not have the time to work on that kind of stuff. They may be spending more time on the fundamentals of the game. Whereas a veteran team that's full of juniors and seniors like Wando, they can spend more time on special situations. Berkeley's full court. They're not going to try to create a turnover as much as they are going to try to make them burn a few seconds.
Tate Horn, he's full. Goes back to Schaefer. They want a 3. They want it now. It's going to be short. Blocked yet again.
Yep.
How about the closeout and another rebound, fitting to land in the hands of Deuce Kinlock. His 8th rebound of the night. He'll head to the line to look to put this road game away.
If we had another quarter to play, he might be a triple-double.
With blocks. When was the last time we saw that, man?
Yeah, block points and rebounds.
Goodness gracious.
You think they'll agree to play 5 or just take their win after 4?
I got a weird feeling with how good Wando's been in close games. They're going to go, hey,
yeah, we're good.
Give me this road win. And with a victory tonight, not saying it's over, but with 7 seconds, it's looking bleak for the Warriors. All of a sudden, Berkeley with Kane Bay in 2 weeks, they control their own destiny to go win this region.
They do. Wando can still finish strong. They have 2 home games next week. If they could finish 5-3, they could possibly host a playoff game.
Wando looking for a Hail Mary heave. They get a 3 to close it out to 3. Matt Mullins and his squad, they don't care. It's a 3-point victory. Berkeley 50-47 on the road.
Great job by the Stags and Coach Mullins having his team prepared. They really played hard. Defensively, they were solid. Made it very tough on Wando. Wando, as always, battled to the end, made it close, just didn't have enough to get over the top.
Berkeley moves to 15-7, more importantly 4-2 in region. They've got Stratford and Kane Bay up to win a region championship, but in the meantime, we're handing out trophies, baby. Matt Mullins, the reigning region coach of the year, gets it done in a hostile environment. Berkeley with a 50-47 lead, but when we come back, we're going to be crowning the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School Hoops Weekend Trophy of the Week. Don't
Test, test, test. 1, 2, 1, 2. Test, test.
Back to you. Just do what your final thoughts. And then I'll come run over and take us out. 17 and 8. Pencil guy? You know about the pencil? Wait, boys. Congrats, Fresh. All right, you guys want to do pencils? Where's the trophy at? Do we have a trophy?
Do you hear him?
Yeah, I do not hear you guys. Vince, you got me?
Let's do it. Sturf, hey, you get out there.
I had to make it interesting for you, I guess.
Live from Wando High School is the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School Hoops, driven by Crew Chevrolet. I'm here with the Victoria squad. Coach Matt Mullins. Matt, are you kidding me? A barn burner. You told me with a win tonight, you don't put yourself in the driver's seat. But boy, you guys are sitting in the front seat after tonight.
Yeah, there's other teams with us. You know, I don't know what else happened in the region yet tonight, but this definitely helps. You know, credit to the kids. Hit free throws down the stretch. Made some big plays for us, some big defensive stops. Credit to them. They played their behinds off.
And I got to ask you, when you talk about youth in the area, you got a young squad, but tonight they handled themselves like savvy vets. Can you speak about maybe what's to come for Berkeley? But, man, tonight you guys were impressive.
Yeah, we got some young guys. Deuce is a sophomore, but played with us last year as a freshman. 8th grader played with us. Freshman played with us as an 8th grader. Jordan was a freshman. Now he's a sophomore, so they're young, but they got some varsity experience last year. And then our older guys leading the way as well. Lonnie, Josh, Jove, they did a great job for us tonight.
Well, you mentioned the sophomore. I got to tell you, you told me he was an efficient shooter. You didn't tell me he was a menace to society on the defensive end. We'd like to give our heating, cooling, air player of the game, Deuce Kinlock. Deuce? Hey, Deuce, I gotta tell you, man. Hey, Deuce, I know we're not about to set you go for 17 and 8 tonight, but 5 blocks, too. I had to let you know. I'm going to ask Coach, but I want you guys to delegate on it. Has he ever had 5 blocks in a game before, Coach?
I think he might have. He's been, you know, he doesn't get up very high, but he's got that wingspan. He's good at getting deflections without fouling. I think he may have done it before, but.
Okay. Will Lou Gray Opportunity School. Hey, Coach, we can't thank you enough. The Berkeley Stags, your weekend champs. The Berkeley Stags walk away victorious, 50-47. Before we head out, we got to say thank you to our promotionals at Will Lou Gray Opportunity School, Crew Chevrolet, Miller Dawson Siegel and Ward, Doctors Implant, Mr. Sparky Rapid Repairs, Holy City Heating and Air, West Shore Home. You guys make this night possible. You allow these student athletes to blossom on their finest level. Coach, final thoughts.
Big win for Berkeley. Nice, solid performance here on the road. They know that this kind of performance is something they can build on, because to advance in the playoffs, they're probably going to have to face a good opponent on the road just like they did tonight. And anytime you can have success, it breeds confidence. So look for Berkeley to have a good finish next week, hopefully get a home game, possibly win the region, and then on to the playoffs and see how far they can go. This is a young team. Their future's in front of them.
Well, that was our Holy City Heating and Air player of the game. We provide solutions for every seating. Deuce Kinlock with 17, 8, and 5 blocks tonight. Wando with a big-time comeback in the second half. It just wasn't enough. A young Berkeley team absolutely dominated start to finish. But, man, what a night. On behalf of myself, Jack Longshaw, and Hall of Famer Ronnie Dupree, we say thank you. We'll see you next week.